Welcome to tutorial number 4. In this tutorial, we will give an overview of the Visual Dentist Switchboard, which is the first screen which appears once the user logs in. We will then set up some basic information relating to labs, suppliers, and other expenses, which will help us to demonstrate the software. Looking at the switchboard, we can identify certain areas that relate to specific functionality. On the top right, we can select the language of operation by clicking on the appropriate flag. At present, we have the English language selected. To select German, click on the German flag. As you can see, all the wording has been changed to German. The same happens when we click on the Greek flag. The wording is now in Greek. On the top left, we have information which relates to the PC and the user who is logged in. The username is the name of the user who is logged in, and in this case, the username is George White. The user number is a random, arbitrary number that uniquely identifies the specific sessions on the PC. The PC name is a name which is user-defined and is used to identify a PC on a network. For example, if we have a network made up of one PC at reception and two other PCs in two dentist offices, we may decide to name the reception PC as reception and the other two PCs as surgery 1 and surgery 2. In our case, we have defined the PC name as reception. On the left, we have 4 buttons. The first button, with label I, short for information, shows all changes and improvements made to Visual Dentist over time. As you can see, we have added functionality which in this case sends the treatment plan by email. Or here we've added full functionality for orthodontics or stomatology. The second button is the Change Username button, by which we can log in using a different user. The third button takes us to the Facebook page of Visual Dentist, and the last button takes us to the table of content of the educational videos for Visual Dentist. The current video you are watching is tutorial number 4. In the middle of the screen, we have 8 buttons. Each button handles a part of the Visual Dentist functionality. Appointments takes us to the appointments for a specific dentist. We'll review the details of this form at a later stage. Index takes us to the patient index. Transactions addresses the transactions that relate to labs, suppliers, and other expenses. Reports provides a list of reports. It is up to the user to select the reports that the user wants to view. For example, all users like using report number 1, the daily report. In labs, we have all data that relate to lab work, like the expected returns or the active work. In management, we can view all debtors by days from last payment and amount. For example, we can ask Visual Dentist to list all patients who owe more than, say, 1,000 and have not made any payments in the last 10 days. We will put here 10 in the days and in the amount 1,000. We can also see who needs to be recalled for scaling or for other reasons. In selection, we have a central place where we can set the data for various lists like labs, suppliers, expenses, medical history questions, and others. In services, we can perform several activities like setting the dentist details, office hours, changing the password, doing a backup, communicating with external devices such as X-ray machines. We will now set up a couple of labs, suppliers, and expenses so that we can start entering data. We go to Selection, go to Labs, and enter an arbitrary lab 1 and one more lab 2. We'll do the same thing for suppliers, supplier 1, supplier 2. For other expenses, we'll enter, say, water and electricity.